Hey everyone, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Will.
I'm Brian.
This is a podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons & Dragons, from large lexicons to layered labyrinths. And today, we're covering the Lamia. The Dungeoncast. Hey Brian.
Hey Will.
How you doing today?
So you're the big guy.
It is you're the big guy.
And I'm feeling big.
Yeah?
I don't care how hot it is.
It is very hot.
It's sweltering.
It is extremely hot.
We're in
also
SoCal.
Not talking about a big guy today.
No?
No.
What's a Lamia?
I mean, the Lamias are not small by any means, but I wouldn't consider them a big guy.
Oh, I think our next episode is giant. Really, I'm all fucking mixed up.
But you know what? It's a year of giants, and we should give them honor no matter the episode.
Yeah, go check out our giants episodes.
Indeed.
Or if you want to go back in time 1 year, you can check out our dragons episodes.
This is true. So, Lamias. Powerful, hedonistic, intelligent, and wicked. Lamias are yet another monstrosity taken from Greek mythology and transformed into something completely different for D&D. I find the Lamia to be an interesting monster as it can fit into a number of various archetypes in your D&D campaign. From tempting seductress to tyrannical cult leader, from mystical magic user to fierce physical combatant, from a campaign big bad to just a random encounter. And even at really high levels, I think they can make sufficient mobs. So I think they're a very versatile creature.
Okay. Is it landing in that CR,
a little bit higher.
zone?
It's not the perfect CR.
Okay.
It's a little off perfect. I think it's CR4. I'm not sure. Maybe 5. Where was I? Known to dwell in remote ancient ruins and tombs long forgotten, these half-human, half-lions live lives of decadent tyranny in their private domains. Though they surround themselves with beautiful things and are themselves said to be beautiful, their hearts are filled with ugliness as they seek to dominate, subjugate, and cause suffering to all those that they come in contact with. And as I said before, the D&D Lamia is based off of the Greek mythological creature of the same name.
Okay, so it's a half human, half lion, you said?
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
For the most part.
So like a sphinx, sort of?
Kinda. Well, the Sphinx has the body of a lion and the face, a humanoidish face.
Yeah.
And sometimes wings. Sometimes not wings, but a lot of times wings. This is like centaur, lion centaur.
Okay, so a lion body, like a horse body would be for the centaur?
But where the neck and head would be is human torso that goes up to a human body.
Okay, cool. So this is the this is the centaur of the Pride Lands.
Exactly. Okay. There we go.
Sure.
Do you know anything about Lamia from Greek mythology?
Not really. Maybe if you started talking about which stories involve it, I might kind of remember. Because obviously you study the Odyssey in high school or whatever in America.
Lamia is in the Odyssey, but
and then I've read Hercules.
I don't think Lamia's in Hercules either. But,
then maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Achilles. I've done some.
I don't think Lamia's in it.
Yeah, then maybe they've just missed this one because I know what a harpy is, but I never really read too much about harpies.
Right.
I mean, they show up here and there, but
yeah. I think you might be familiar with the creature, but not the creature that D&D depicts.
Okay.
Well, there's a big difference.
I really don't know either of them, really.
So Lamia in ancient Greek mythology was not the name of a type of monster, but actually the name of a singular woman who became a child-eating monster after her own children were destroyed by Hera.
Oh, man. Baby killing's back in a big way.
It's true. We got to make up for all that not baby killing.
We got to make up for all the time we didn't talk about
babies dying in
D&D. Kill babies. So that was more like year zero.
Dungeoncast. Like so many stories from Greek mythology, it all comes down to Zeus being a womanizer and Hera being vengeful as fuck.
Welcome to the Greco-cast, everybody. Put your what was it called? Just Zeus is involved, so get ready for the stuff that you talk about when you talk about Greeks and Zeus.
Yes, it's true. So,
warning.
So where was I? Womanizer, Hera is vengeful as fuck. Lamia, who was a beautiful queen, attracted Zeus's attention, as happens. As he do. Yeah. And Hera, who learned of her husband Zeus's tryst with her, took ultimate vengeance upon this poor woman. Every time Lamia would have a child, Hera would kill the baby. Damn. Some sources say Hera made Lamia kill her own children. There's a lot of conflicting stories when it comes to Lamia.
Yeah, sure.
Remember, you
have different poets kind of covering
across different centuries. Yeah, exactly.
He's like, in my version of the Marvel universe, the Lamia will have.
That's exactly what it's like. That's exactly what it's like. So Hera also afflicted Lamia with sleeplessness. So she would anguish constantly.
Yeah, okay.
She would never have a moment of not anguishing.
Yep, sleeplessness is wild. It does wild things to your brain.
Zeus, in a bizarre counter move to the sleeplessness thing, gave Lamia the ability to remove her own eyes. I guess the idea was that the sleeplessness was connected to sight. but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's about.
Sure.
You can take out your eyes though.
There's fucking Naruto up in here.
Yeah, so
just pop him out like a fucking light bulb.
He also may or may not have included a shape-shifting ability with the eye removal package.
Oh, okay,
Like
sure.
She can change her shape.
Uh-huh.
So, weighed down by misfortune and envying the happiness of all the other women in the world with children, Lamia began snatching newborn babies from their mother's arms. Then she brought them to a cave, and there people say she ate them head to toe.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you. Sorry, you go ahead.
The savagery of Lamia's heart was so great that, in time, her face turned into a nightmarish mask, and she started resembling beasts much more than she resembled any human. The baby snatching so obsessed Lamia, she swore to bereave all mothers of their children, just as she had once been done so by Hera. Some stories say this is where Zeus did the removable eye thing, actually, making Lamia need to keep them in a jar by day so that she would be blind, and it would cut her baby killing time essentially in half because she only could do it.
Because you can see, if you can't see babies, you can't kill babies. It's logic.
It is. It's just logical.
Just straight up.
So, much like D&D, these stories are not really cohesive and have transformed dramatically over time.
Sure. Is it like she become like part lion because her human stomach can't handle all the baby eating?
But no, the lion thing never happens in Greek mythology.
Oh,
I'm not
okay,
sure
cool,
where D&D came up with that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But over the centuries, Lamia and her story were used as boogie women to frighten and discipline children.
Okay.
In later traditions and storytelling, the Lamia became a type of phantom synonymous with a creature called the Impusai, which seduced youths to satisfy their sexual appetite and fed on the flesh of them afterwards.
Okay, that's a little different.
See, these things transform over time. The Lamia has been ascribed serpentine qualities. These include half women, half snake beasts, which is how I have traditionally seen Lamias depicted in all other sources outside of D&D.
Okay.
So when I think of a Lamia, I usually think of like a half snake, half woman.
Like a Medusa, almost?
Kind of like just snake, like a UNT. Basically.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, the kind of UNT that has snake from the waist down.
Yeah, exactly that. But also one that like that's also like part succubus, like has like tempting and illusory powers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Which D&D does kind of have that a little bit, but we'll get into it later. Where was I? Diodorus Siculus, a Greek historian from the 1st century, gave a demythologized account of Lamia as a queen of Libya who ordered her soldiers to snatch children away from their mothers and kill them, and whose beauty gave way to a bestial appearance due to her savageness, which is quite frankly, honestly, the same story with a country's name attached to it and the god's part taken out. So
yeah.
Whatever. Moving on. Enough about Greek mythology. Let's get into some D&D.
Here's the Christopher Nolan cut.
Yeah, here's the Christopher Nolan cut. That's exactly right. That's too much. Anyways, the D&D Lamia is essentially a cross between a stunningly attractive human and a sleek, powerful lion. Its beautiful humanoid upper body merges at the waist into a powerful four-legged leonine form. A lion centaur, if you will. Their hybrid configuration makes them both very fast and powerful, and their vicious black claws speak to their predatory nature. A typical Lamia stands over 6 feet tall, measures 8 feet long, and weighs about 650 pounds.
Shoot.
Yeah.
That's big.
Indeed. While most Lamias appear to be of the lionesque variety, there are other types of Lamia with the lower bodies of goats, deer, and other beasts. A particularly powerful type of Lamia, known as the Lamia noble, has a lower body part of a serpent, which often can lead to them being confused with Naga, UNT abominations, or Medusas.
Okay. So you have to roll really, really good to like differentiate.
I guess
otherwise
so.
You just think it's UNT, and then at that point, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why isn't it this one?
The most powerful of Lamia kind can even change their lower bodies as easily as a mortal being changes their clothes.
Okay, so there's the shapeshifter bit kind of weave back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Saying like, so if you're not a centaur, you're a Lamia. This is what I'm getting.
Sure.
If you're not if you're not, what are they, neutral? They're like centaurs were like more,
Centaurs are neutral.
Yeah, so you're either neutral centaur or you're evil and you have the lower body of another animal.
Right.
What if this thing shape changed itself to look like a centaur?
I mean, it could.
Okay, so you could just be centaur or you could be like, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Let's just keep going.
Gotcha.
I'm confusing myself.
So speaking of clothes, Lamia tend to either wear the most luxurious of regalia or nothing at all. They often smell a sweet perfumes of frankincense, and they're also biologically immortal.
Okay.
So, any questions so far? As we're about to get into the way these creatures live their lives.
Do you think like a push-up exercise for a centaur or Lamia-like creature is like, obviously it's going to do a lot more, but what are they doing with that lower half when it's like up there? Is that like an ab workout
be difficult,
too?
Right? Like, how do you work out your chest? It has to be through like resistance training. You couldn't do a regular push-up.
It's like a push-up and a squat and a crunch at the same time.
I don't think they could get down there like that.
No, that's the thing, is they would have to like do a super, like they would have to do a handstand with their lower body so that their upper body just kind of goes with it, you know.
What if they like, okay.
So they're four-legged, but so
they can put their back legs up on a wall.
Yeah, okay. Walk up it backwards.
Yeah, there we go.
And then the exercise to walk forward.
Never mind, they're working their chests out like crazy.
That's what I'm saying is you're going to have like super upper body buffness. The traps are going to be intense. The delts are going to be there.
Out of control.
Yeah, the pecs are going to be popping.
Yes, they're very physically fit. Moving on. So, Lamias are evil and cruel creatures that take pleasure in causing suffering. They are legendary monsters that prey upon travelers or guard hidden places or objects of power. Lamias are mysterious entities that seem devoted to the spreading of chaos and evil within their dwelling places. They are particularly fond of seeking out adventurers with pure hearts to seduce and corrupt to evil, savoring the destruction of their virtue. They sustain themselves by eating human flesh, using a variety of abilities including seduction, disguise, ventriloquism, illusions, mirages.
We can put on a fucking puppet show. Like, come here, little boy. Tell you the story of the king.
Mirror images and other such things to lure, entice, and confuse those who wander into their midst into dangerous situations.
So they have magic. If you see a fucking like a shadow puppet stage set up on the side of the road,
must be a Lamia.
Don't do it. Don't go over there. You're gonna get eated.
Once they've secured their victim, they carve a feast out of them with curved daggers and lion claws.
Cool.
It all ends in blood.
So or they could just punch you to death because they're probably super buff from there.
They could, but they like stabbing. So.
I want to pitch this. This is a deep cut, but like D20X Lamia edition, and it's like P90X. You know, they're doing like the really intense workouts.
I hate it.
Okay.
Lamias typically live in ancient desert ruins. These decadent monsters take what has been forgotten and make it the seat of their hedonistic rule, surrounding themselves with sycophants. Lamias rely on jackal wares to perform various tasks, sending them across the waste to capture slaves and steal treasures from caravans, encampments, or villages concealed by the Lamias' magic as they attack. Lamias adorn their crumbling havens with finery stolen from passing caravans, then use magic to further accentuate their layers, masking decay with illusions and lies. Layers' breathtaking gardens, finely decorated apartments, and numerous slaves seem at odds with its remoteness and its state of ruin. Using its intoxicating touch, Lamia weakens the minds of its enemies, making them more susceptible to its enchantment spells and turning them into its slaves. Those it beguiles with the Geese spell are pitted against each other in elaborate contests for the Lamia's amusement. And we're going to go over the Geese spell today.
That is Geas. And we had a debate about pronouncing it earlier, but we're not sure. We're going with Geese.
It's a really cool spell, and it's very much tied to the Lamia. So I figured we'd go over the spell today, probably when we do the stat block.
Yeah, I like the loop background to the Jackalware here.
Yeah,
the Jackalware does
cool.
have a master to answer to, and I think if I remember correctly for most of the lore, they usually are. I know we talked about Jackal Lord being like
that's a separate,
but it was kind of different.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so if jackals are nearby, maybe Lamia nearby.
Maybe, yeah. So. Always anxious to gain more wealth and slaves, a Lamia uses a pool of water or a mirror in conjunction with a scrying spell to view its domain.
Dang.
A Lamia uses this power to watch over trade routes and nearby settlements, or to seek out objects and creatures it fancies. They use their magic to lure potential victims to their lairs, relying on illusion and their thralls to capture hapless foes. Lamias prize beauty and strength above all else, however. Any prisoner that falls short of their esteem becomes the main course in a horrible feast. So be beautiful or get eaten, basically.
Yeah.
Or is set free to die while wandering the waste. As long as they have slaves to face their enemies, Lamias fight from the fringes, beguiling foes with magic if they can. A Lamia, pressed into melee, never stays there for long, shredding flesh with claw and dagger before springing away to safety.
So you're gonna have, you're gonna get attacked by like a random assortment of whatever this Lamia was able to get its hands on, pretty much.
Right.
And or jackal wares.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a classic dungeon boss.
Yeah,
like this is a boss that rules a dungeon with minions.
Right, it's been you the whole time, like sending your minions out of the dungeon into the trade route. Like, okay, I get you. This is cool. I mean, I'm ready for stat. Well, you said it was a little higher than CR3, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay. The early level. So after you beat the Jackalware and you make it out of town, finally, and then you were attacked by a rando cast of X and Y, you beat them, and then you go into the dungeon and you deal with the traps and other,
like the end of a mini campaign or of a campaign arc or something like that.
You have to fight the Lamia's like little brother.
Sure, yeah. Let's take a short rest.
Okay. Hey everybody, be sure to check out
Super Quest Saga,
a future fantasy 5th edition D&D actual play podcast homebrewed and dungeon mastered by yours truly, me, and set in space.
And I play in it, along with your special guest Jake and friend of the show, Josh Freeland.
You can find it on YouTube, iTunes, or anywhere else you can get your podcasts.
Super Quest Saga!
So we've returned.
We've returned. Back.
Let's talk about Lamia society a little bit.
Anything but lame.
Lamia society, when living in groups, is matriarchal. They believe males are good for nothing more than breeding and slave labor, and due to their highly indulgent and decadent nature, are said to be highly sexual creatures that mate often with captured males to produce offspring.
That sounds like some drow shit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe not the
not the excessive mating, but yeah,
sexualness.
No, but otherwise, yes.
Yeah, there's some. They're doing magic and stuff to make you sex them.
Sure.
You said they're like succubus.
They are.
Right?
Yeah, they are. Well, we're talking about like male Lamia, female Lamia.
Oh, so
yeah.
mostly consensual, sort of. I guess.
Kinda, I guess. There's a power dynamic. I'm not sure. Let's move on.
All right.
Often these Lamia groups are ruled by one or more Lamia nobles. These beings differ from the normal Lamias in that the Lamia nobles' lower bodies are those of gigantic serpents, and their upper bodies can be either male or female. All Lamia nobles are able to assume human form. In this guise, they attempt to penetrate human society and wreak evil. Lamia nobles are given to outbursts of senseless violence. So
they have to transform their lower body into the human form, so it just looks like a dude standing, and then like the back end is like butt extends out and has legs back here. They have to like retract all that back into the butt.
Maybe, sure. Before 5e, very little was ever written about the origins of Lamias. But the 5e Monster Manual claims that they originate from the Dark Prince Grozd.
Oh, hey. What's up?
Hey, Grozd, how you been?
It's been a while.
We talked about Lamias being one of the many non-demons that serve this demon lord, along with tieflings, harpies, and mortal witches. It is said that the demon lord Grozd creates Lamias from his mortal servants, granting them immortality in return for monstrous power and an oath of fealty.
Okay.
So Grozd sometimes tasks Lamias with guarding locations that are important to him, but Lamias in his service remain free to spread their evil as they see fit.
Okay.
So he's just like, go.
Yeah, hey, well, that's chaos, right? Like, go do your shit.
Exactly.
I'm going to just plop you down right here.
Yeah.
So this is one of the experiments that Grozd is getting up to. And it's been a while since we talked about Grozd. I think I mean like last week.
Sure, yeah.
Is that, am I getting that accurately? Like he's creating these and unleashing them as like one of his demon experiments. So
Kinda, yeah, but also like to be able to call upon when he needs.
Right. So this is not necessarily a demon, but it's born
no, it's not a demon.
Born
it's
of demon kind.
Grozd creates them, but yeah, they're not demons.
Okay. Strange.
Yeah. We're about to get stranger. So finally, 4e, of course, did Lamias quite differently.
Yay, 4e.
So differently, in fact, I'm not sure why they decided to slap the name Lamia on the creature at all.
Oh.
Here we go.
It's like that, huh?
But in 4th edition, a Lamia is a bizarre fae being that assumes a beautiful humanoid form to lure wayfarers to their death. It is in its true form. This Lamia is a swarm of hundreds of black scarab beetles assembled into a coherent mass around the flesh-stripped bones of a powerful fae creature.
I just want to do that scene from The Mummy.
Yeah, exactly. This swarm shares a single intelligence and
what the fuck?
Again can magically mask itself in the guise of an attractive humanoid. It sometimes appears to be a human, elf, eladrin, or drow, partly comprised of scores of beetles, so it can do a little hybrid thing.
All right.
Or it's like face of elf, arm of beetles. So, I mean, I don't know why that's useful, but they can do it.
It doesn't sound useful.
No. So, some Lamias are simply driven by the need to consume other sentient creatures. We're still talking about 4e ones here. And stalk humanoids wherever they find them. Others possess a twisted thirst for knowledge, seeking to acquire arcane lore and magical power at any cost. And the devouring of a humanoid grants them some of said humanoid's knowledge and memories.
Okay.
When a Lamia slays a humanoid creature, it adds another beetle to its ever-growing swarm. When a Lamia swarm grows too large, it reproduces by first slaying a worthy fae creature, such as a powerful eladrin. Rather than consuming the body, the Lamia divides itself, filling the corpse with hundreds of its beetles. Over time, these beetles devour the corpse and arise as a new Lamia. This newborn Lamia gains much of the victim's memories and knowledge in the process.
That's weird.
Very drastically different.
This is not, it's
a cool creature. I just don't know why we're calling it a Lamia.
I mean, there's some similarities.
Like, are there?
Well, I mean, it's like seducing people, right?
There's that, yeah.
But that, I mean, that's where
we
it was one of the
draw
first
line.
things you said. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's
I'm just
true.
like, oh, yeah, it's not that different.
That's the one thing you're right.
And then you're like, oh, it's seducing people, and then it's turning into 1,000
it can kind of
beetles.
shapeshift a little.
It's fucking scarab flesh eaters from the Mummy.
Yeah,
one crawls up
exactly.
your fucking shoe and it's over.
Yeah, exactly. Cool monster. Again, don't know why it's called Lamia, but 4th edition like to do things different, and
Sure
I figured
did.
we should talk about it.
Yeah.
But do you have any more questions about the Lamia? Or we jump into the stat block?
Man, 4E's so fucking weird. No, I'm ready for this.
All right, stat block. I haven't really looked at this, so I'm excited to hear what you got to say.
Now, Will, you said this creature was immortal. So what does it mean when it has 97 hit points and you take it
I
down
said
to 0?
biologically immortal.
So, but what does that mean?
That means it doesn't age and die.
Oh, okay. So like you can kill it though
Yes,
with
exactly.
weapons.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. That's good news. I was like, damn, this is fucking. Maybe I shouldn't be sending my low-level party in here. Lamia, large monstrosity, chaotic evil. We're talking about stat block now. Armor class is 13 natural armor. I see that's pretty average, right?
Yeah.
So hit points are 97. That's pretty good. And
Yeah.
movement speed's 30 feet. Shouldn't that change based off of the bottom half?
Look, man, I don't know.
Fucking horse speed. Should be
Maybe
like at
it's
least-
got a feature. I don't know.
I think
We'll
a
see.
goat can move 40 feet.
Well, I mean, technically, humanoids can too. It's just you have to dash to move more than
Well,
that.
the
yeah.
goat. That mean if you're gonna do that, then the goat moves 80. You know what I mean?
I mean, how fast do goats run?
40 feet in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yo, do they? Oh,
Yeah,
talking
no, I'm literally mean
okay.
like, yeah, I got a
Well,
player
then,
riding
I don't know.
a goat.
Lamias are kind of bigger and heavier. Maybe it's more. It's harder for them. Maybe their dash is just.
This is just a balancing thing. So we have 16 strength. Should I read the
Yeah.
ability that also? Okay,
Yeah.
so the +3 also.
No, just the big
16.
number.
Okay, so 16, the big one. 16 strength, 13 dex, 15 con, 14 intelligence, 15 wisdom, and 16 charisma. This thing's buff.
Yeah, it's pretty buff. Pretty well-rounded buff.
Skills are a +7 to deception, a +4 for insight, and a +3 for stealth. Those are
Okay.
all very powerful
Yeah.
for a monster.
And also very fitting for a Lamia,
Dark vision 60 feet.
of course.
Passive perception is 12. Languages are abyssal and common. That makes sense since they need to talk to grots. Challenge rating 4. Nice.
I tried to do it under the table.
Yeah.
It did not help at all.
Nope.
I won't do that again. Continue.
Honestly, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Just crack that bad boy. Innate spellcasting. So the Lamia. Fuck, I keep saying Lamia.
I know.
Lamia's innate spellcasting ability is Charisma. The spell save DC is 13, and it can innately cast the following spells requiring no material components. At will, it can disguise self in any humanoid form. It can use major image 3 times a day. It can also use... Oh, no, that's also at will. Sorry. Disguise self and major image are at will. 3 times a day, it can use charm person, mirror image, scrying, suggestion.
Nice.
All very good spells. And then once a day, it can use the Gias spell, which we'll talk about right after we finish the stat block.
Okay.
Right? Or should I jump in now?
Fuck it. Jump in now.
Okay.
And then we'll jump back to abilities.
Jump back to the actions, yeah.
So tell me about the Gies spell. Or Gias.
Gias. Oh, I don't know.
Gies.
I see the A and I want to say the A.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not an expert. We're obviously not
I
experts
think it's
in how to pronounce
Gies.
stuff on this show.
I think it's Gies.
Gies. 5th level enchantment. So the casting time is 1 minute. It's going to take a minute to do. So and the range is 60 feet. Let's see. This lasts 30 days.
Yeah, it's powerful.
So it's classified for bards, clerics, druids, paladins, and wizards. But you place a magical command on a creature that you can see within range, forcing it to carry out some service or refrain from some action or course of activity as you decide. If the creature can understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. While the creature is charmed by you, it takes 5d10 psychic damage each time it acts in a manner directly counter to your instructions, but no more than once each day. So we can take that 5d10 psychic damage one time, which will put down a lot of people, probably, especially if you've got like a level 3 character. You're probably going to go down from that. A creature that can understand you is unaffected by this. A creature that can't understand you is unaffected by the spell. You can issue any command you choose, short of an activity that would result in certain death. Should you issue a suicidal command, the spell ends. You can end the spell early by using an action to dismiss it. And a remove curse, greater restoration, or wish spell also ends it. I mean, someone would have to preempt. It sounds like somebody have to come in like, you got a geas on you, bro.
Yeah.
You can't like ask to be.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Geas on you, bro.
This isn't relevant to the Lamia, but at higher levels, when you cast a spell using 7th or 8th, the duration is 1 year. That's high level bard stuff,
it's
right?
It's like this is like high level curse.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And pure command, and this is how they will pit slaves against each other in combat with their these spells, because it's not certain death. One of you is going to die, but the other's probably going to live.
You just have to talk up the confidence side of your slave. Like, no, dude, you're
good. You got this.
You're my Beyblade. You're going to get in there and fucking rip it up.
So yeah, that's the geese.
I should mention at 9th level, it lasts indefinitely until it's ended by one of the spells mentioned above.
Yeah. So now, I do find it interesting that it's like you'll take 5 d10 psychic damage, which is a hefty amount. Mm-hmm. But then after that, you could just do whatever you want. That seems
without taking the damage.
Like,
yeah.
As a reader of fantasy novels, that just doesn't make, you know what I mean? Like, it should just, like, you should take the damage
every time.
Maybe not every time, but maybe like every hour. You know what I mean? Like
that you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
You'll only have to take this damage once an hour.
Okay. I mean, that can get really hairy.
But I know it's a mechanical thing. I know it's done for mechanical purposes.
Well, let's kind of take a look at the balancing here in terms of like what creatures this Lamia should be interacting with.
Like 5d10 averages out about 25 damage.
Yeah. This Geas spell is like in case one of your party members gets geezed, then they can take the 5d10, which would be certain unconsciousness for them, right? Like if you're a level 3 character.
If you're a level 3, that's not even certain then.
Well, no, but you're going to be left crippled for sure. What do you have, like 40 HP tops?
Take a short rest.
Yeah.
Use your hit die.
No short rest allowed.
Does it say that? It doesn't say that.
Well, I mean, you could.
But that's my
make
point.
That
is
the
like
command.
I understand the purpose of that. I think it should be more damage. I think that's what it comes down to.
Sure.
It should double that.
So 10 D10.
That way, acting against it is like real legitimate chance of dying or falling unconscious.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, I'll just take that damage penalty. I mean, obviously, like this is if someone's metagaming, they'll be like, I'll just take the damage penalty and then do whatever the fuck I want. And it's like, no. That undermines the point of the spell. The point of spell is you can't just do whatever you want. You have to be clever about it.
Right. So I guess this all comes down to how the Lamia is going to use. Lamia is going to use this spell, like what command you're going to give, and like how you're going to make this character interact. I don't know. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around the application of this spell at face value. Like this.
Here's one: the party gets captured. A party of 3 people in prison. Geese spells put on them. You're my slaves now. You do as I say.
Okay, so all 3 of them.
You're not to leave this facility. All this other stuff. So they all have the geese spell. They have to figure out how to get out. But even if they're level 3. They theoretically could probably all take the damage penalty by saying, we're escaping now. Bam, damage penalty.
Short rest real quick. Fucking cleric, yeah.
Yeah, or short rest. Use your hit die, and now you're full life, and you don't have to worry about the geese spell for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, it's... Yeah.
That could be... maybe that's the point, is it's like it's supposed to severely weaken the party. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's a chance you roll all ones, right? But you could severely weaken the party, and then they have to escape a dungeon. You know what I mean? Like,
but they were gonna have to escape the dungeon anyways, and it doesn't really weaken them all that much. I don't know. I just feel like there's something wrong with the spell, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the one.
Well,
who's
yeah,
wrong.
because it's so easy to just overcome it. And just like, I'll just eat the psychic
for a 5th
damage.
level spell, it should be a lot harder to overcome.
Yeah.
But that's just me. That's just my opinion, glancing and thinking about it. Maybe I'm not seeing something. I'm sure people in the comments can let us know. But let's move on. Let's finish the stat block because we have other episodes to record today.
I'm confused. Yeah. The actions are multi-attack. The Lamia makes 2 attacks, one with its claws and one with its dagger, or intoxicating touch, which is the last thing I'm going to read. Claws are one of these attacks, so that's a melee weapon plus 5 to hit, reach of 5 feet, 1 target for 14 slashing damage. Or 2d10 plus 3. And then there's a dagger, melee weapon attack plus 5 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 target. Hit is 5 damage or 1d4 plus 3 piercing damage, so significantly weaker attack. But the intoxicating touch, melee spell attack plus 5 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 creature. So if you hit, the target is magically cursed for 1 hour. Until the curse ends, the target has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws and all ability checks. So then you can geese them. Okay, got it. Or like they have these other spells like the charm person and suggestion. Like some of these.
Yeah, I mean they have other spells, which is cool. That doesn't. I'm just talking about the geese spell in a bubble.
I'm trying to like figure out how to like combo them in.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure there's ways, but like I said, maybe I'm missing something. But any questions about the Lamia?
No.
All right. Well, I think we should get ready for a long rest. So.
I like that.
Let's get ready for this long rest.
Okay. Everybody, welcome to the long rest portion of the show where we get ready to go to fucking sleep. And when I get ready to sleep, I put warm things on my feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How are your slippies this week?
They're like little quadrupedal little lions.
Oh no, it seems uncomfortable. Do the legs walk for you?
That's so cool. Yes, they do.
And then the rest of you is that centaur part of the Lamia.
Yeah, exactly. It's just if you draw a little face on the see, this is the weird part is
go ahead.
Cuz sort of the Nope, hang on. They're just Lamia slippies because there's I put my foot in the butt part of the lion.
Yeah.
And then there's a little human at where my toes are, like popping up.
Oh, okay.
Because I was thinking like, okay, so here's where I went. If I put it on and the legs are coming forward, like it would be walking and I would have to move backwards, right?
Wait, why were you thinking about putting the slippy on from
like in the neck
front?
portion? Yeah.
Why?
And then because I could draw a little face on the back of my calf.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't make any sense.
No, that doesn't.
No, yeah.
No, I was picturing it's essentially each slippy is its own individual leonine body.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then by putting them on, you have now become the Lamia because you have a lion lower half. By lower half, I mean feetsies, and then the rest of you is the centaur body coming up.
So here's what it is.
Okay.
It's the first slippy's got two legs on it, one in the front, one in the back, like toe heel.
Okay.
And the same one on the left foot.
Oh, there we go.
I slam them together.
There we go.
Here we go. And now I just
good
have
job.
weird knees.
Now let's go to sleep.
Okay. That fucking knocked me. I took a bunch of psychic damage trying to fucking figure that one out, and now I'm dead.
Okay,
I'm unconscious.
absolutely. So let's talk about the contest we got going on because
Sure.
this is the last episode before we announce the winner in just a few days. On September 15th, we're giving away the newest book in the newest D&D adventure module. What is it called? Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Will, you're 100% correct about everything you just said.
Cool.
This is the last episode, and we are giving it away. And we're not just giving away Rime of the Frost Maiden. We're giving away the Ultimate Art Edition, or whatever the fuck they call it.
Oh yes, the
nice looking
the
one.
deluxe edition, the Ultimate Art Edition.
The ultimate
that sounds
book.
way better than the deluxe edition. But yeah, we're giving away the deluxe edition along with a Rime of the Frost Maiden
Special
themed
dice set.
and Rime of the Frost Maiden miniature set.
That's right.
So, it's a whole package deal.
Will, what do you have to do to enter if you are on the
you
Dungeoncast
are on
Twitter, at the Dungeoncast?
On Twitter,
where you can find Will.
On Twitter, all you have to do is tweet a link to an episode of any of our shows. It doesn't matter. With the hashtag Dungeoncast, that'll enter you into the contest.
Include Super Quest Saga.
Yeah, Super Quest Saga, DD5, the YouTube version, the SoundCloud version, doesn't matter. If it's one of our shows and you're sharing it with the hashtag Dungeoncast, it'll enter you in the contest. That's on Twitter. If you do it on another social media platform, just send us a screenshot of proof, and that'll enter you as well.
Unless it's Instagram.
Unless it's Instagram, in which case Brian has some special instructions for you.
You can find me on Instagram at the Dungeoncast, and you can enter as many times as you want in separate comments, as long as you tag a different friend. Tag your friends in the comments of the post I made about Rime of the Frost Maiden, and you can enter as many times as you fucking want, doggy. Get in there. That's it, dude. Make sure you like the post. Make sure you're following the account, and make sure you're not like tagging Nike or whatever, because that shit don't count.
Yeah,
Nike don't give a fuck about us.
No. Quite frankly, I don't care about them.
Yeah, or don't. Somebody tagged an account at B like yesterday. They were like, it just at and then the letter B, and I was like, holy shit! And I had to go to that account because I'm like, who got the letter B, right?
Well, was it anything?
No,
impressive?
it didn't exist. So if you, here's how it's gonna work.
It's got to be real.
We're gonna roll a random. We're gonna get all these assignments up. We're gonna get all these entries assigned to random
number.
table.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll on the table.
That's how
we're
we
gonna
do it
go
every
to that
time.
entry.
Yeah.
We're gonna verify that you're doing all the right things and make sure that you entered correctly.
Otherwise, you don't win.
Otherwise, we just roll again.
Exactly.
We X you off. So sorry. But just follow the rules and it's all good. You can enter a gang of times, like 30 times. I've seen people enter like 15 times. Like, go for it, dude. It's awesome.
also got some new merch in our merch shop on teespring.com. We have a What the Grump shirt.
Teespring.
Hopefully he's appearing right now as Ryan has spliced it into the video.
Oh, yeah. I'll just put it
in
up.
case that doesn't happen, I was wearing it all episode.
Yes.
Hopefully the green didn't get caught up in the green screen. But
It
if
might
it did,
have.
It is what it is.
And if it did, the same shit's going to happen next episode.
My favorite design. It's a big green, one-eyed orc who looks very angry with the words "What the Grumps" right underneath it.
And he's got cool earrings and a top knot.
Yeah, exactly that.
Beard.
So if you want this cool ass shirt or any of the other cool ass shirts, go to teespring.com/the-dungeoncast.
Yeah. And then go check out episode 150 where we talk about Grumsh.
Yeah.
And
Link
where
is
this
in the
design came from.
description. And I believe there's even a store if you're watching us on YouTube.
Yeah, right below the video.
yeah.
teespring.com/thedungeoncast, or we have that little window down there. We're going to try to update and get some new merch.
Yeah, we're going to try and be more regular about it. But if you're interested in supporting us, that is one way you could do it. It really does help us a lot.
Yeah.
And it also helps us spread the word because people will be like, what is that cool shirt? And you can tell them it's the Dungeoncast.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a new Dungeoncast logo, or I don't know. We're going to have to talk about that.
We're working on all kinds of art, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be super fucking cool.
There's a Year of the Giant shirt in there. There's a Year of the Dragon shirt in there. There's our classic logo. We have Super Quest Saga logos. We have Super Quest Saga characters.
That's right.
We have mugs. We have shirts. Go check it out.
Yeah, definitely. If you're looking for other ways to support us, aside from going to our merch shop or just talking about the Dungeoncast, you can go to patreon.com/thedungeoncast, where you can support us at multiple levels of tiers and get a whole bunch of sweet bonus content if that's what you're into. I think the most popular thing is probably getting these episodes early as we record them in batches. So I usually finish them for audio side the same day we record, and we record 3 at a time these days. So you could potentially be 2 to 3 weeks ahead of all your listening, and you get that on your own special RSS feed. You get access to an exclusive channel in our Discord. Shout out to everybody in the Discord. Our game is going really good.
It is. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to finish it off.
Yeah, we're playing a Vault Raiders, which is a one-shot game that we put on our Patreon with our Discord mods as a thank you, because they're fucking awesome. And it was so much fun, and I can't wait to finish it. So that will be available for listening.
Absolutely.
In there, and they came up with some really, really good characters. I got a large amount of chuckling throughout most of the game.
Very much.
And it's very fun interacting with all you guys. As the NPC so far I have is Peba.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A dwarf they. Well, so yeah, I think that's it for our game. Let's call it one.
Let's call it a game. We'll talk to you guys next week here on the Dungeoncast.
Goodbye, everyone.
Dungeoncast. Oh man, you know what I just realized? Grumsh is green.
Oh, Grumsh is green. He's a little different kind of green.
A little bit. Not as different as I wish he was.
You know what? Let's just do it.
It is what it is.
We can't change it. Let's remember not to commission anything green ever again. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Let's go.
Grumsh is green. Yep.
Oh, do I start this one?
I think so. Yeah, you do.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Will.
I'm Brian.
This is a podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons and Dragons, from I did not remember this.
Not prepped.
Large lexicons to layered